not going to tell that students have not, those who have not participated won't be able to, meet the level of success they are desiring. I'm not going to make a prediction on this. My analysis is completely not predictive. I would like to give you a realistic analysis that success is directly proportional to your involvement and contribution. If you are not involved, if you are not contributing for yourself, so whatever your planning might be, whatever your procedure might be, whatever modus operandi you might be applying for yourself, which would be best understood by you, but I don't think corporate would be buying in all this kind of things. So you have to be definitely onto the platform. And gentlemen, remember this, as we are going to record your activities on different platforms. So we would certainly see that the students who are really involved into the process are duly rewarded. You never know, at some point of time, the kind of database which would be generated from the university itself with respect to your participation and involvement and your contribution and your assessment performances will count so much that you may not become a kind of contender for any kind of placement opportunities which would be there in the campus itself. You simply cannot be an aspirant by virtue of being a student in the campus. This university is not going to showcase the students to the corporates who do not deserve. We equally strongly, I'm telling you, we used to brand our students. Students branding happens before the companies which visit our campus. So when this kind of inactivity will be of paramount importance for the student, I'm using inactivity will be of paramount importance for the students. So naturally, the university won't be able to brand you. The university will be certainly able to brand the talents, and talents would be nurtured. Yes, to become a talent, the journey which you need to undertake, we are a part and parcel of that. We would be traveling with you. We would be with you from the day you have joined this campus till you become really successful. So we would be definitely onto the same page. We'll move together. But there cannot be any unilateral effort for these kind of outcomes. If you're expecting some outcome, the efforts have to be completely bilateral. So it seems you guys are still in deep slumber, and this slumber, you never know, might cost you dear at some point of time. But I can ascertain you, with your status of involvement, you will be rewarded proportionately. So opportunities will be always there on behalf of the institution. As Professor Baral pointed it out, there will be opportunities, but there will be no successes. So when you are trying to realize success, you have to definitely build up yourself. And how to build up yourself, we are completely a part and parcel of your journey. I have been repeatedly telling you this. Of course, the journey has already started. As I told, the countdown has already started. And you got to be really serious from the classes onwards. We would certainly record your attendance, how many participations you have participated in as far as the classes are concerned. We would certainly record your performances. I've seen your performances in the CoCubes assessment done last. And in many cases, students from core branches did not have participation, which I say is commendable. So with this, actually, I would request Professor Prachet Bhuiya, Dean Training and Placement, to speak a few lines to the students from School of Electronics, School of Civil Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Electrical Engineering, and Chemical Technology. So over to you, Professor Prachet.
Thank you so much, Professor Biswal sir. Welcome all the esteemed members present here, my directors, my deans, my esteemed professors, my colleagues out here, and our dearest students for 2023 graduating batch. Yes, life is a continuous challenge, and each one of you have to focus, and you have performed well. That's why you are here. you need to perform. Your performance has to be continued in order to go to the next level of success. Success is always redefined. Success is not in a positions just that we clear 10th class, we are okay, we should stop. Life never stops. Life itself is a continuous success. So in order to achieve success, because currently we know and that our country, even during pandemic situation, the Tokyo Olympics is still going on, and we should appreciate our athletes, those who have represented, and 3 of the Kenyans are also there in the Olympics, who are trying to show a path and a motivation for all of us, that how in spite of all difficulties still people can go and participate in such world events. And our Kenyans has got each and every aspect of how you have to motivate yourself. Today the world is an interdisciplinary world. It has become a global village. The world is shrinking with technology, bringing each one of us closer. Even during pandemic, we are also not distanced. We are actually there, front to front here, is irrespective of whatever the situation may occur. We are moving ahead, and the success is 2021 pass out batch itself has shown us a fantastic way how that now we can work closely together and can overcome all the difficulties. As Baral sir has already given a very fantastic roadmap for all of you, a buffet of all the things to become equipped. Our Dr. Suman sir has already given the multiple ways that you must adhere to your core branches also. When you have an aspirations for a core branch, be ready for it. Whenever the opportunity strikes, you must be ready. At the same time, I would reiterate that you must be involved in your internships. Internships are something which are primarily very important. I know many of you are already doing some internships at your own capacity, and you are trying to learn and bring in more value additions to your capabilities for the fitment in the corporate world. Boys and girls, it is a continuous transformations. What you are in school, you are not in there in the higher secondary, there is a transformation. What you are there in the higher secondary, you are already transformed as a university student. And from the university student structure, you have to get transformed. You are one of your senior who got into Texas Instrument and told, sir, I never knew that my life will be changed in such a prominent way. The way all my teachers, everybody from CAS, from Training and Placement Department, from School of Electronics Engineering, from School of Computer Science, from School of Electrical, from School of Mechanical, from School of Civil, everybody whomsoever we reached out, they helped us and guided us. And today we are moving ahead in our life and career, irrespective of the difficulties. I am able to graduate out on time. I'm able to join my internships on time. I'm able to join the full-time job on time. So experiencing yourself is one of the biggest thing that you have to ensure that until unless you come forward and you get involved in the process, nothing will be easy for you to go through. So you have to ensure. More than 250 plus companies have come for campus placements, and it has crossed the still also we are helping our students with respective to jobs for the ongoing batches, and the campus placement is already going on for your seniors. And for you're also there. We have started already the interns program and the engagement programs with the corporate, where we can involve you into different modes of engagements with the industries. So you have to ensure that your fundamental core knowledge in your own respective branch of engineering, and also your aptitude, your reasoning, your skills in all those areas has to be sharpened. Your English knowledge, both communication and presentation and writing, and to top up that, programming is a mandatory for all of you. Because today, IT is for, even if I go and buy an air condition, I have to download an app to run it. If I have to go and buy a smart TV, I have to operate it through an app where I can download it, right? So today everything, end to end is connected through an app and virtually through IoTs and the cloud technologies and the app technologies which has come in the entire scenario. It has changed the perspective of all the corporates. So there is mixed people, mixed branch background students are expected with great skills, right? So programming can be one of your strength, so that and it can opens up a lot of jobs opportunities. So you should ensure that your focus should be there in all the areas. Suman sir has already told you that through GATE you can reach out to all the public sector organizations you can work for. You can see for the defense part. You can also see in the corporate. In the corporate, you can also look for your core jobs. Which you all know it's always a challenge to get a placement in core job. And at the same time, you also have an opportunities, because in the IT sector, they also work for the core sectors, automations. So they recruit people among all the branches. So you should not leave that opportunities also to go by from your hand. And you should ensure that all these 4 areas, you can balance yourselves. And then and there, people have other aspirations, which can always be taken under the guidance of CAS department. You can always think about your other aspirations for higher studies and other things. Those who are, people are very interested in research, they may do their masters and then PhDs. That also and lucrative career opportunities. But be focused what you really want to do. But if you have to come to a corporate from all these varied backgrounds of engineering, you must have both the skills, skills, that is skills of your own engineering branch, as well as the programming skills should also be equally good by all of you. So basic things which is required is programming is not a rocket science. It's absolutely, if you are good in mathematics, you have a good aptitude, then logic is automatically, you can develop a good programs and learn it within no time. So in that capacity, you must ensure that your programming skills with respect to at least C, object-oriented programming and Java can be one of your strengths. And today many of you are picking up Python is excellent also. But for Python, again, your object-oriented programming concept should be strong. And along with that, out of your own interest, you must ensure that if you can a little bit deep dive into data structure, DBMS, and these 3 scenarios, it can help you a lot, to understand how the programming skills also can be one of your strengths. Because any corporate comes to recruit you, they will definitely have, because they are allowing you to sit in the process, means they know to whom are they talking to, and they know what is your strength. But you have to exhibit your strengths in all capacities. And importantly, whatever online visibilities you have, your LinkedIn profile, if you are making it well, and if you are practicing your code in some platforms, maybe different online platforms which encourages coding, and also say platform, many of you are already practicing on on CodeChef, on LeetCode, Jigsforce, JigSeq, many of you are there. You are looking about how this you can hone your skills, and the university has got Coursera, which you should take the the MOU with Coursera, and you should encash the basic all these subjects with respect to data structures, with respect to DBMS, because when you write a program, you need data, and data needs structuring, and you have to store it, right? These basic things which should not be a problem for anybody in the world to understand and write a program and store it, because you have all the tool sets to support. Today, there is supply chain management, there is RPA, robotic process automations, where people are required across branches. And company like Amazon, who have done exclusive drive for mechanical and electrical with respect to a supply chain background concepts. So you can do the basic all these additional studies, keep your resumes updated and your skills updated first, and then you update your resume accordingly, and keep your project works done very neatly. The project work can be interdisciplinary project work. You have done core maybe a electronic automotive area you might have worked, you might have done an interdisciplinary project, and that can be presented in a very nice manner, and which can actually showcase your skills, how you can think to solve real life problems and using different technologies, and adapting from IT side, from core side, you are integrating. Today, all the corporates in the world are working on a very interdisciplinary manner. So boys and girls, you should be open up. And today, GitHub is a platform which is giving to collaborate across the globe, and it is becoming more prominent. If you have done a project with interdisciplinary manner, and you have the repository in GitHub, and that you can showcase during your interview, and you can tell, and I am a mechanical student, but I work with the electronic student and on this project. So I have made the entire design set, and the automations has been done. And we had a computer science student with us who helped us also to gather it and make it a cloud-enabled controlled mechanical system. So boys and girls, you please broaden your ideas and broaden your perspective to fit into the larger part of the multinational companies. So that is very, very important. So keep all your options open so that everybody has got a chance to move on in life with an opportunities to coming in that way. So I'm having said that, we are there whenever you want any kind of help and guidances. And currently, you see, I'm also teaching interdisciplinary branch students. We have got a minor in software engineering, and their mechanical students are there, electrical students are there, electronic students are there, and few civil students are there. Why are these students there? I should appreciate them and congratulate them also that choosing a minor in software engineering. And believe me, that class is very interesting with them in that scenario. So so today, when the world is changing, the syllabus has been redesigned and the corporates are coming in accordingly, and our students should also get realigned with this new normal and new approaches of the world. So having said that, I wish you all the best. Let us have an open-mindedness things. Try to also take maximum advantages of capstone projects, of different kinds of involvements, and that there are a lot of competitions that is happening in the things. So Tata Innoverse is one of that kind of competitions. You should go and Google what is Tata Innoverse, and you should participate in those problems and solve, and you will be highlighted there in different platforms. So boys and girls, continue your work and ensure that if you have to concentrate on yourselves, managing your time well, and being prepared the moment the campus placements comes in, and you keep on trying to see that you are success at the end of your journey of your engineering career. So we have all the best. May God bless you. Thank you, Professor Biswal sir, for giving me an opportunity to address to our great talents here. Thank you so much, sir. All the best to all our students.
Thank you, Professor Prachit. Yeah, students, I would like to, point out one simple thing Professor Prachit has indirectly tried to tell you all. That is like default is digital. Like you simply cannot do away with the scenario that I am from a specific branch. My competency in digital technology couldn't happen. You just cannot take this option. It is so much mandatory and so much primary to the needs of the industry 4.0 that whatever your branch might be, whatever your level of competency might be, whatever your areas of study might be, you have to have basic knowledge of digital technology. What all I mean to say by telling this, like your problem solving ability has to be of premier importance. Gentlemen, I would make it clear right now, because since we interact with a lot of corporates, especially the people, especially from corporates, those who try to frame up the structure for recruiting students, when they share their mindset before the academicians, they always justify themselves that why a student has to develop a bit of knowledge on digital skills, especially on the problem solving ability, why it is a basic requirement, and they are justifying it. For example, supposing you talk about coding. So coding is one of the primary areas right now where your logical ability is being judged. And when we all remember that logical ability is primary to recruitment, any student for any competency, for any post in any company with any CTC or any amount of CTC, they would always like to see the candidate need to have sound logical ability. And all that you have to know, that you are an engineer, your logical ability will be notified, will be seen, will be examined via your coding ability, via your problem solving ability. So you cannot do away with it exactly at any point of time. It is not possible. So they justify that since logical ability is a primary requirement and the logical ability of an engineer could be seen through your problem solving ability or your, you can say, your coding skills. So there is nothing to be worried about. Nothing to be worried if at all you have not started your, coding skills as such. So from today also you can start. And in the present era, in the digital era, we understand cultivating a competency on a specific area is not at all challenging. You can do it by yourself. And moreover, when the institute is supporting you, when you have specific classes here in order to develop your competency, when there'll be at least you can see exactly like there'll be regular programming classes on behalf of classes, on behalf of CAS for the next 2 semesters. So naturally, if you start working from today onwards, you would certainly succeed. There is no doubt about it. But the question is, we have to start somewhere. If you have not initiated, you cannot declare yourself that you have been defeated or you have not been successful. But the question is, out of fear, out of some kind of inhibitions, or out of some kind of restrictions. I don't know what exactly is best known to many of the students. Somehow they form an opinion for themselves, and they see that, they tell that, well, this is something which cannot be done by me. But gentlemen, probably in that case, actually, you are rather creating a problem for yourself. It could be a kind of immaturity from your side. But the question is, I would say that you please start working on these areas. And anyways, not to be disheartened, like I'm not going to tell that some students have not joined today. Forget that. I would be thankful to you that you guys have joined. You are serious about your career, and you should certainly encash the kind of facilities, the kind of opportunities which would be provided by the university. Gentlemen, I was telling there are four C's. I'm talking about C. C stands for the third alphabet in English. There are 4 C which are to be prioritized. And the first C is your cognitive skills. Guys, I was telling a few minutes before, you need to have a reach in every compartment of the game. So your cognitive skills are basics. Before you go into the higher level of preparation, you got to be good at your cognitive skills. Cognitive skills stands for your quants, verbal, and reasoning area. You got to be good at quantitative aptitude. You got to be good at your verbal aptitude. You got to be good at your logical aptitude. These are basics to the basics. That is C. The first C is your cognitive skills. The second C, what Professor Baral pointed out exactly, that is your coding skills. You got to know, I don't say that a student of mechanical engineering has to have an in-depth of coding skills like a computer science guys, like a computer science student have. No, my friends. In our institution, in KIT, my colleagues are here. Everybody is a witness to that. There are many occasions, and there are hundreds of examples where a student of mechanical engineering have outdone students from computer science engineering in programming skills. There are examples in plenitude. Yes, the number is not big. The proportion is not big, but there are plenty of examples. So irrespective of branches, you can generate such kind of skills in you, whereas the university is providing you this kind of support. So gentlemen, you remember, like apart from your cognitive skills, your coding skill, the second C is coding. And the third C is your core domain. You got to know your subjects. So definitely at any point of time, no company is going to compromise on this. They might see your problem solving ability through some other means, but they will never side their ways by not delving into your own core domain area. So the third C stands for core domain. Your own subjects, your brand subjects. So the first C is cognitive skills. The second C is coding skills. The third C is core domain area, core domain skills. And the fourth C, which is probably the best of all and the most important of all, is the communication skills. So you need to have sound communication skills. I don't want to say more about that, but communication skill is so primary. All of us know exactly what in fact it is. Gentlemen, if you try to try to carve out a niche for yourself, if you really try to do something, if you want to make a mark, if you want to leave your footprints here in this university, despite from whatever branch you might be, but you got to be very strong in all these four areas. If at all you are aiming at a placement in good company. So, well, all our senior professors have already taken up and a wonderful discussion has happened. So I would like to thank each and every participant here who have definitely, showed interest to join such platforms and got the entire message which was imparted to you on behalf of the senior professors from training and placement and cast what I mean to say. So I'm sure this is going to be very enriching and this is going to be of immense importance if you really follow the strictures which have been described by your teachers. So once again, I thank all of you. I thank Professor Ray, I thank Professor Bhuya, I thank Professor Baral, Professor Singh, and Professor Bhattacharya, for their participation in the session. And above all, am really thankful to all my lovable students who have shown their interest in shaping their own career. Sometimes exactly like a lot of students don't understand they understand it later, and by the time it becomes very tough to be a part and parcel of the high level of success where the
Right, sir. Thank you so much.